Hello, everyone. It's Reverend Matthew Sponicle from St. Luke's Anglican Church in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, here with my children. And today we're going to have a chat with a special ministry of our diocese. It's the PWRDF rep, and his name is Christ Pharo, and he's joining us from over in Prince Edward Island. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning. How are you?
I think we're doing well. We're enjoying some trail mix to keep us entertained during this, and we're going to have some questions for you.
Oh,
You know what
wonderful.
the first question is? Oh, mouse is full. So we could ask, what is a diocesan PWRDF rep?
Okay, good question. But I think maybe what I'll do first is start to explain a little bit about what PWRDF is, Primates World Relief and Development Fund, and then tell you a little bit about my ministry. Primates World Relief and Development Fund is the part of the Anglican Church of Canada that reaches out to others that might not have as much as we do. They might be less fortunate than we do, and they might need a little bit of help building better lives and healthier lives. And they could be here in Canada, or they could be throughout the world. But as you know, boys, Jesus has taught us that we're to love our neighbor as ourselves, right? And I think when he said that, he meant not just our neighbors next door or our friends at school, but all our brothers and sisters throughout the world. And that's what we do when we support the Anglican Church of Canada's Primates World Relief and Development Fund. And these people could be in areas where they have no water, and they don't have water to drink, to wash with, to clean with. Can you imagine waking up this morning, Ben, without being able to brush your teeth? That wouldn't be a lot of fun. So the Primates World Relief and Development Fund, okay, so the Primates World Development Fund will help these people through our partners build wells, so they do have water, so they don't have to walk miles to find it. They might be in areas where they don't have enough food to eat, and they certainly wouldn't have marshmallows. So PWRDF with partners will help them, teach them to grow food better, to grow more food, to grow better food, to give them tools and to skills and show them ways to do that. Or they might be in an area where they don't have a lot of health care, doctors and nurses, and they've got needs where they maybe mothers that are pregnant have no place to go to give birth in a safe environment, or children can't go to places where they get vaccinations. So PWRDF once again will help build little nursing stations, help hire nurses, provide facilities so they can refrigerate vaccinations so kids can be vaccinated. There might be people in areas where they've lost everything because of natural disasters. You know what natural disasters are? Tornadoes, like Dorian, flooding, earthquakes, and they've lost everything, their homes, whatever. And PWRDF will be there with partners to give them food, shelter, water, but also stay behind to help them rebuild their lives. So that's what happens when we as Anglicans support our Primates World Relief and Development Fund. And so my role as a diocesan representative is to work with people like your father, Reverend Sponicle, parish representatives, and volunteers to provide them with these good news stories of what PWRDF is doing throughout the world so they can share with Anglicans that support PWRDF who want to know what kind of work is going on through PWRDF. The other thing I do is tell stories. I've been fortunate enough to travel to Cuba and Africa, where I've seen PWRDF work, and I've met people that now have water, or now can be vaccinated, or now can have enough food, and I've seen them grow food. And so I can tell those stories, and I've taken lots of pictures. Do you guys like pictures? I take lots of pictures, and I love to go to parishes and share those with people and show them, what is happening in people's lives in some of these places when the Anglican Church of Canada comes forward and supports our Primates World Relief and Development Fund. So anyway, that's a little bit of a brief summary of what's going on with PWRDF. Now, the people we support and help, we may never ever meet, or may never ever get to know them. And we at PWRDF, when we do that, we call ourselves super friends. super friends. We're a super friend because we're helping people that we may never ever meet or may ever know, but we're there to help them. So that's what we call super friends. And this is a little magazine which tells you a little bit more about PWRDF and what we do in the world. And this is on the website. And I think you guys might enjoy that very much.
We have copies of that at the back of the church.
Wonderful. Excellent. Have you taken a minute to take a look?
Have you looked at those? I'm usually busy when they're at the back of the church. No? Okay.
You might take a minute or two this summer to take a look at them. They're wonderful. There's 8 different versions. So that's where I fit in the big picture of Primates World Relief and Development Fund.
Do you have another question for Chris?
How do you help God in God's world?
What was that again?
How do you help God in God's world?
How do I help God in God's world? Well, I think what I'm doing by sharing stories, good news stories about how our church is helping others grow more food or have water or have safer lives. I think that is really helping God in God's world by supporting those that maybe have less than we do, and really trying to help our neighbor and loving them as we love ourselves, I think.
And another question? What do you find?
What do you find challenging?
What do I find challenging? Well, first thing that comes to my mind is we live in a large diocese. We live in a diocese that has over 90 parishes and covers 2 provinces. So I find that a challenge to keep in touch with all the volunteers and all the rectors because there's so many of them. And I do my best through social media and electronic email, but I think face-to-face is the best way to make connections with people. And unfortunately, it's such a large diocese that, it's hard to do as much as I'd like to do. So that would be the big challenge for me.
What brings you joy?
Where do I see joy? You know what, guys? This is the sort of thing that gives me joy. Sharing about the Primates World Relief Development Fund with others. I think it's a wonderful story of the Anglican Church of Canada. I love talking about Primates World Relief and Development Fund, especially with young people such as yourselves. And I remember a couple of years ago, I did a session on Super Friends at St. Anne's Camp down in the Annapolis Valley. And I remember the young campers there, they were so interested and engaged in sort of the social justice issues that the PWRDF is concerned about: climate change, stewardship of God's creation, refugees, all those sorts of things. They were so interested and engaged, and we had some wonderful, wonderful discussions about that. And those are the sorts of activities that give me a lot of joy, but not only a lot of joy, but a lot of hope.
Well, thank you very much, Chris. I know from firsthand experience at Synod, you often will do a nice slideshow and talk about your adventures, and you can see that joy coming across because you've seen firsthand the cooperative work that's done between the PWRDF and its partners and the difference it can make in people's lives. So thank you for all that you do.
Well, thank you for all your support, and you guys have a good day.
You too, Chris.
Don't eat too many marshmallows.
Bye-bye.